Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Okay. Hold up. Hold up. I tried to summon all the energy I could at the start of the stream, and I just found out I can't. I'll explain why in a bit, but hey everyone, welcome to another Mahjong and chat stream, which we'll probably try something else next time we do this. And it might not actually be Mahjong, but that's beside the point. But basically this is a time when we gather together and just basically chat with Mahjong in the background. And it's not about Mahjong, it's just really about, you know, catching up, or me doing an entire 2-hour monologue, whichever is the case in some cases. But yeah, my name is Ruka, by the way, if I don't say that enough. But hey everyone, hey LULcats, welcome, how's it going? We missed you last time, we missed you all the times, but I'm glad you can make it this time. Now for my grievances at the start of the stream. I know you've probably, if you've been in this channel long enough to make the Mahjong streams, you know, what do you call this? You know, I usually air some grievances during this time, and it's not intentional. I'll be perfectly honest. It's not intentional, but it is a, what do you call this? A huge stress relief for me to just let out anything and everything. Nothing too serious. Nothing too serious, but let's start with something that's not actually serious at all. It's just the reason why I am so low energy is because I literally woke up 10 minutes before the stream started, or was supposed to start today. That thing. I guess also it maybe has something to do with the rain that I had to walk out of work from. Like, I realize what part of the country I am. I realize that it does rain here unexpectedly sometimes, and one of those unexpected times is right when I decide to get off of work. And even though I only have to walk like maybe 20 feet from the door to my car, it's still 20 feet from the door to my car that I do not have an umbrella. I do have an umbrella, but the thing is, it's in the car and it's not with me going out to the car. So that's a bit of a problem. I hope I don't get sick, to be honest. Normally what I would do though is, as soon as I get home, is that I would take a shower, especially after if it rains. But I didn't this time around. I just patted myself dry, because I hear that's what a lot of people around these parts do if they get caught in the rain, which I never understood, but that's what I did anyway. Hey Mars, welcome. Salty, welcome, how's it going? I'm basically airing some grievances right now. Okay, quick show of hands. Who here is available to participate in Mahjong? Because I am going to open up a friendly room if we have at least 2 people who can do Mahjong right now and would like to participate. If not, I'll go into ranked. But for the meantime, before I do that, I'm kind of just like yapping. Feel like it's raining the whole year, but to be honest, I mean, if you're in Southeast Asia, you have a rainy season, you have a no rainy season. Yeah. Okay, Mars, really? You're available? Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and open up a room then. For anyone who would like to join, I will be putting the code in. Let's do 4-player. It gives me time to talk. 3-player Mahjong is okay, but I need time to talk. Also, when did they do this UI? I feel like they changed. Oh, by the way, I forgot that Mahjong Soul is also now on Steam. That's probably what this whole thing is about. And I don't know if I need to add this to Steam, or if it matters, this is the desktop app I'm using. It might be the same app, to be honest. So anyway, oh shit, my pants earlier was making a second backup of my data, and then Storm started halfway through me copying a big folder. It has been a tense 30 minutes of my life. Does it have anything to do with that power outage, or at least supposedly there was some sort of outage going on earlier today? It didn't affect me whatsoever, so I was very curious about that. Oh well, I guess I'll go ahead and add the AI. A very shortcut add the AI thing. I don't know why Mahjong Soul is starting to upgrade a lot of stuff. It might have something to do with Richie City, which, I'll be frank, I haven't touched Richie City, so I don't know what they're doing over there on that side. But it's not a bad thing if Richie City is making Mahjong Soul, what do you call this, do stuff, because it was long due for an upgrade anyway. Right, so, and you know, a healthy competition's not bad. I don't know how many people actually still play Richie City. I do know some people prefer Richie City for whatever reason. I don't know. For me personally, the vibe on the table isn't quite the same, or maybe something else. I don't know. I just like the vibe in Mahjong Soul a little bit better than I do in Richie City. There's nothing against Richie City, it's just the table vibe. Animation wise, flow wise, that kind of thing. I don't know, I didn't think it would make a difference. And already I feel danger. But I also have to say I haven't played Mahjong in a while, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I did think half the time, maybe I should get the bottle of sake again, because I haven't done that in a very long time. But maybe I'm okay that I don't do that. Maybe I don't do that for now. Because like I said, I just woke up 10 minutes before stream. Oji-san, I have a feeling only has one Yaku in the hand, and that's okay, but I wouldn't get too comfortable as far as that's concerned. Just saying, it's only one Yaku. Okay, if you hit me with that thing, it's gonna feel like a paper bag hit me across the face, which, depending on what's inside the paper bag, it might actually hurt. I'm just saying. That actually could be the case. And you know, speaking of which, I did have a can of kimchi that I put in my lunch bag today, and I'm reminded that I didn't realize that canned kimchi was a thing. Is it better than kimchi in a jar? Honestly, I do think the kimchi in the jar is probably a little bit better because it doesn't have the extra, what do you call this, metal taste. Though I guess cans aren't exactly all metal, because the inside of the can is coated by some sort of BPA coating or something like that, so that the metal doesn't interact with the food. I don't know. Some of them do, some of them don't. But we're talking about Korea here, because the can is actually from Korea. Sorry, Mars, I had to do that to you. I would have won sooner if I got the 5s. Never tasted kimchi? The thing about kimchi is, depending on how they make it, it's going to be very different. There are really good kimchi and there are really bad kimchi. The kimchi in the can I have is just okay kimchi. It's not the best kimchi. I'll be perfectly honest. The best kimchi I've had, what was the best kimchi I've had? It was in a jar. It was made directly from Korea, and I think it used pear juice. Now, keep in mind, kimchi, a lot of people have different ideas of what kimchi is supposed to taste like, but considering Korea, it could be spicy, it could be not spicy. And I don't trust Mars when she says that it's too spicy, because her spice tolerance is a little bit lower than most people, even lower than her fellow nationals, basically. And I have had kimchi in Korea, and I don't think any of them were really that spicy. They were very flavorful though, which is not unusual for stuff that you get in Korean restaurants specifically. Though I think the best thing I've had in Korean restaurants was not necessarily the kimchi, but the pork. Holy crap. Which pork was it? It was the pork belly. And basically the pork belly had like this really, really thick layer of fat, I guess, on the where the fat's supposed to be on the pork belly. I mean, where else would it be? And what do you call this? I'm trying to think words right now. So sometimes it's like I said, I woke up like 10 minutes before stream, so words are getting a little bit difficult to come up when you're basically just waking up. It was a thick pig. It was. If we have time, or what? None that we have time. If I find the opportunity to show it on stream, maybe after this round of games, I will show it to you because I have it on hand, and it should be pretty easy. But anyway, it's not so much the fat itself, okay? Though it is related to the fat. The fat on that pork belly was rendered just right during the cooking process, that it didn't taste greasy or what's the other word I can think of? It didn't taste greasy or heavy. I mean, fat's not heavy to begin with because you need a lot of fat for it to actually be heavy, but you know what I mean, you know? When you eat a lot of fat, it feels gross, it feels a bit too much. But in this case, it was like some of the best tasting fat I've ever eaten, and I'll show it to you after this round of games, because I think I found it, except I can't really put it up while we're gaming because it's a little bit difficult to do that. And also, I was just reminded I was only in Korea for 3 days. It was supposed to be 4. But again, storms have a way of screwing up our schedules, and a storm basically screwed up my schedule that time, and I will not forget it anytime soon. Where is it? There's the deep coffee. There's the DMZ. Was it the next day or was it the day? Oh, I think it was the next day. Okay, I think it's a next folder. It was a next folder. I explained some things. Gonna lower down the... Actually, what does the audio say? Seems a little loud on my end. No, I do not exit. Maybe just a smidge. It's already on the low side. Okay. Lower down just a smidge. Who did you hit? It wasn't me, right? Oof. Mars, you're dying here! What the heck? Well, I'm not surprised. Because I also don't know how much Mahjong you actually play. So that might have something to do with it. But it could also be an unlucky night. That happens in Mahjong quite a bit, actually. My stream of luck, or I guess misfortune in this case, is I haven't done any ranking in a very long time, mainly because I haven't had time to do any ranking. And basically, what do you call this? I also haven't had time to do much Japanese practice this past few days. I have a queue of 500 vocabulary words in Wanikani. That's like too much. That's too much. And I blame everything on myself. Mainly because as soon as I get home, I've been working on other things and not actually doing my kanji practice. And because of that, the stack of things I have to what do you call this? To work with keeps growing and growing and growing, and that's not good in the long run. I need to figure out a time to whittle that down, which should have been today when I got back from work, because there's a huge gap of time from when I get back to work until this stream. But I decided to watch YouTube videos instead before streaming to relax, because it was raining outside, and that's what you do when it's raining outside. And what basically happened was I was watching other people's Slay the Princess playthroughs, because I kind of also want to see what other people have done with the games I have played. Like, I know other people have played it much more before than I did, who are much more famous than I am. But still, I would like to see their takes and how they do it. Some of them are better than others. Like, I'm just gonna call him out right now, Markiplier. I don't know how much he does for the camera per se, but his playthrough, at least his first part of the playthrough, wasn't too impressive for me. Meanwhile, I watch Sarah's Fauna do her playthrough, and I don't know if it's a playthrough itself or it's because Fauna is cute. Probably a little bit of both, to be honest. But I vibe with her, and I think I have like one more to check. Ooh. Has she done that recently? I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to catch her on stream. But she is at least one of the more interesting people I like to watch. Other people I like to watch are Bae, but Bae has been on that I guess Yakuza 2 Kiwami thing going on, as well as the Zatsus. And I don't want to go into the Yakuza Kiwami 2 playthroughs streams, because I might play that eventually. Even though I kind of know some stuff going on with that, but you know, that's beside the point. So yeah. But yeah, no, I've been watching that. I also been watching a review of Slay the Princess that a friend of mine made. I say a review, it's more like an analysis video now that I actually think about it. So it was like a almost 1 hour analysis video that shed some light on things that I don't necessarily, you know, think about when actually playing a game, which is a lot of times, to be honest. And I find those insightful, and it makes me also it also makes me want to do my own analysis video. Now, I've done a couple of review videos on this channel, mainly about certain Japanese learning stuff, but I haven't actually made an actual analysis video of anything. Like, I've done reviews, but not an analysis video, and I kind of want to do one for Blue Archive. And I've been trying to check around the YouTube with various keywords to see if anyone has done the video that I want to do, or at least plan to want to do. And I don't think people have, question mark? Or maybe I'm just not... Okay, Mars is dead. Mars is dead. Congratulations, Licats. You have made your comeback known, and Mars, and at least this isn't ranked. Not that you would care, but you are dead since going below 0. Let me show you guys the picture really quick of the pork I was talking about. But yeah, I was searching through YouTube for the particular video idea that I was thinking of, because I feel like it's such a present theme in Blue Archive, but I don't think anyone has actually made said video, which is surprising. So I'm probably what's probably gonna happen when I do make the video, if I do make the video, I gotta write the script first to get my thoughts in order. If I do make the video, I think what I need to do is write the script, get everything, get all my thoughts in order, and then what do you call this? What else do we do? And then hopefully I'll make it as long as it needs to be made. But I'm hoping no one has made it yet. And I guess if someone else has made it, that's also fine. I just hope I'm the first one, which I would be surprised if I am the first one, because that's usually not the case, right? When something's been out for a while. But I guess most videos that are Blue Archive focus mainly on gameplay, who should you roll, what should you roll, and not much else. So I did see What is Madness with Mika. I haven't watched the video specifically, but I did see that. So I guess there are a few people who do analysis videos and such, but not the one I was thinking of. And I feel like it's a low-hanging fruit, but it still needs to be mentioned, because I just kind of want to show some insight with some people. If you want like someone who has done a lot of related Blue Archive stuff, please, I recommend Yumi. I was about to show the pork, but I want to check out this Yumi person first, see if I can find them. Yumi Shuchinoko? Is that her?
Hello there.
Yumi Shuchinoko. Memories of Kindness cover. Student reviews, which I do want to do that. Lore Archive, Millennium Decagrammaton. I think that'd be kind of interesting. Relaxation ASMR, Lore Archive. Yeah, for me personally, it wouldn't be a lore video. I know a lot of people like to do that because there is actually a lot of lore to separate. I am not seeing the thing I'm thinking of though, and I'm guarding it because I don't want anyone to steal my idea. Now that I can think of, well, I mean, even people steal my idea specifically, I would. It's basically still the way I would probably say it. I don't know. Let me see. What would I want to check out here? I guess I want to check out maybe the Decagrammaton one first, but that's later. Yeah, better safe than sorry. Okay, anyway, so let me show you the pork really quick before we get started. I'm gonna also open up a seat here, and here's the link for anyone who wants to occupy 4th seat. And let me show you pork. Not that kind of pork, but this kind of pork. And that's not a pork, that is the menu. I may have shown this before when I came back in the last trip, but I'll show it again. This is the menu that they gave us in a restaurant in Seoul. And as you can see, it is a lot of different stuff. There is cold noodles over here. There is some soupless noodles over here. Did not do any of that. Instead, what we did was this thing over here on the side, this bosam? Bosam plate with rice for 2 persons. Because I was with another person, namely my mom. Yes, I travel with my mother because my mother does not want to travel alone, so she tags along, basically. What's naengmyeon? What's naengmyeon? I don't know what naengmyeon is. I'm guessing myeon is noodles, but I'm not sure if that actually what it is. Oh, okay. I kind of wanted to try this pork stew with kimchi, but they call it gimchi? Unless gimchi is something else completely. I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, I got the pork thing. Also got this green... No, what's the green onion pancake part of it? I don't know. Anyway, this was the spread. And I didn't think the pancake was actually part of it. Now, if you look at this, the actual spicy things on here is this soup. Holy crap, this soup was actually spicy. But if you look at the soup itself from above, it doesn't look like they added much peppers in it, right? They have like this one singular red pepper in it, but it was the spiciest thing in the entire thing. These, I'm assuming cucumbers with some kimchi stuff. This in particular was not spicy. It was actually on the sweet side. Hey Bison, welcome, welcome. Fuka, who's Fuka? Right now I'm showing some... I was showing the pork that I ate in Korea, or at least, yeah, one of the porks I ate in Korea. Maybe this was the only pork I ate in Korea. The pork with an extremely good fat on it, soup. Here's the pork, guys. Here's the pork I'm talking about. I don't know if I have a better shot, but this is the pork I'm talking about. Look at the meat to fat ratio on this pork belly. Also, this stuff in the middle, that's not spicy at all. Neither is this stuff on the side. That's actually kind of sweet. Isn't your spice tolerance kind of high? It might be. It's not as high as it used to, but it might be. Don't worry about the autocorrect. Gimpchi? What is a gimpchi? Wait, I think I know what GIMP is. Isn't that like a Photoshop program, but not actually Photoshop? I tried it once. I can see why it's called GIMP. It's not very good. But no, this is the pork belly I'm talking about. Look at how fatty this is. It's like anywhere from 50 to 60% fat to pork. But that fat is not overwhelming. It's actually like the thick kind of fat. And not very oily at all, which doesn't seem to make sense, I guess. But that's what I wanted to show. And I guess that was the only shot of the pork I had. I always thought everyone read GIMP with J. I don't know how to read Korean at all. I'm sorry. I know how to do Japanese. Japanese is at least easier to pronounce, even though I don't pronounce Japanese that well on stream, or yeah, on stream. I've felt like I've pronounced it okay in actual Japan, and you know, I got Nihongo Josu twice of all the times I've visited, but still, it's for the most part, I can kind of pass off temporarily as a Japanese native. Apparently so. Apparently so. If I can pass off as a Japanese native in the sento, in the bath, in the sento, and a guy with his kids in the sento asked me where the towel on my head is from, or something to that effect. I think he said, "Oh, you went to Beppu, right?" I think that's what he said, and then noticed that I couldn't speak a lick of Japanese. Oh wait, you're not Japanese in perfect English. It's like, oh, okay. No, I'm not Japanese. I don't know why people keep on mistaking that, but I keep on getting mistaken as Japanese in Japan until I open my mouth, which is kind of funny because I don't look like your typical Asian. Okay, this is not a secret, but I am originally from Southeast Asia, but I also do not look Southeast Asian, if that makes any sense to you. Oh, that's actually funny that you say I have the samurai genes, but I actually did a DNA test a long time ago, which I don't mind sharing, but I have to look for the results. I did a DNA test a long time ago, and apparently I have 0% Japanese, or maybe less than 1% Japanese genes in me, which is kind of expected, honestly. Let me see if I can go into my Instagram and can find it, because I know I posted an Instagram, my other Instagram account anyway. If you follow me for some reason on the public Instagram account that I have, I am sorry I haven't been able to post anything on there because I'm too lazy to do that. Meanwhile, my original Instagram account has hundreds of photos in it, and I wish I could make that public, but I cannot, for obvious reasons. No, and the obvious reason is not because I show my face on there. It's because it's a private Instagram account, so I can't really show that. That's the obvious reason. I don't know what you guys were thinking. Maybe not much at all, but anyway. How do I get to it from here? Let's see. Switch. I guess I can't switch it that easily. Never done any of those tests. I wonder what type of mixed bag results I'd end up with. I feel like it's interesting. The thing about the genetic testing thing is that the commercial ancestry testing stuff is mainly for fun, but they also sometimes offer, like, if you want to know what disease you have genetically, they do that, because let's face it, for the most part, actual genetic testing done in the wild is not all commercial. Well, when I say commercial, it's not for fun, basically. It's either for research or cancer screening, typically. And I just realized doing a Riichi 4 tiles to the end of this round was probably not the smartest idea, but I'm doing it anyway because the button was there. So yeah. And I did not think I would actually connect with that. Holy crap, why did that happen? I was about to say, be glad you did not get hit by that much, but that's almost 12,000, so I'm not sorry, but I find it very interesting that did happen. Okay, I'm gonna try to log into my other Instagram account if I can find it. And I do not exactly remember what the heck I used for this. And I'm gonna try not to say stuff out loud because I do that a lot when I type in names and passwords and whatnot, and I probably shouldn't do that for obvious reasons. Let's see, maybe we get rid of this. And I keep forgetting what my freaking password is. What is my freaking password? Maybe that's not even the right thing here. Let's see. You were having such a big hand? What did you have? I am very curious. Please tell me. Okay, I'm gonna have to, like, grab my phone. You would have thought if I actually wanted to do this. Oh, you know what? I could actually just access it from my actual phone account instead of logging in through... Wait, how do I actually do that from here? Oh, it's a double tap on mobile. It's a double tap on mobile, but if it's could be a buy-man. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Hey Amy, welcome, welcome. How's it going? Oh yeah, I think I invited Amy to talk with me on stream at some point. I'm not sure if you're still up for that, but I'm also not sure if I have anything in particular I want to air out and hash out with you. Maybe we can just do it over the stream chat in this case. But I'm glad you're awake at least. So I'm trying to look for my ancestry stuff right now because I might share it, I might not share it. I just find it interesting, and I do not know how to save pictures from Instagram to my phone. Nah, it just kind of came up that, what do you call this? That I may have Japanese genes, and I flatly said out, no, I do not. I have your typical Southeast Asian genes, but I do not look like a Southeast Asian. What the heck? Why is the AI ruining everyone's hands? You're just supposed to be watching instead of ruining everyone's hands, but the AI does win every once in a while, so it's not like it doesn't ever win. It's just unexpected when it does. Okay, I do not know how to save this. How do I save this? Archive? Is it archive? No! Archive is something else. Oh, how do I get rid of it from archive? Oh crap, how do I get rid of this from archive? Where is archive? Archive. Do not archive today? Stories in archive. I don't think that's what it is. Post archive. Okay, let's get it from archive. Oop, oop. Sorry, I don't know if you heard the bump. Okay. This thing better not hit me again. Good morning! ちょっと待って。なんで名前ですか? I can't read that. I can't read those kanji. I haven't seen this kanji before. This does not help. Deep L. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Kona.
Kona?
Kona.
Kona? Kona-san? Don't worry, baby. What? I don't think anyone's called me that in a long time. Alright, anyway, welcome, welcome. Whatever your name is. Let us know how to introduce you. I'm right now trying to just figure out. Baby grandpa? You know, sometimes I just kind of want to go back to the old model once in a while, so you can actually see my facial expressions, and then I'm reminded that maybe I don't do that for a reason. I don't know. Anyway, I'm still trying to figure out this whole thing. This is probably not what I want to do, but how do I work this? Midget! Who are you calling a midget? You're the midget here. And I will say that unapologetically until you tell me what your actual height is. You're probably still a midget, even if you are 172 or something. What is archives in Instagram? My only option here is to delete. It doesn't say I can get it back out of archive. What the heck? Screw it. I wasn't gonna pawn that, but it has now been pawned, and I realize that's not my win, but I do not care. I will pawn what I want. And I will ruin people's hands. Just for the heck of it. Oh yeah, I know. I know. I feel like I bricked my hand, but that's... I'm okay with that. I am okay with bricking my hand if it means that I ruin other people's hands. I gotta do that once in a while. Alright, thanks for dropping by then. How do I get this out of, maybe it might be time to check Google and see how to... More options. Settings. Save story to archive. Do not save story to archive. Maybe that's the thing I was looking for. But it doesn't show up in not archive. There was an issue with Windows yesterday. I think that was well, depending on your depending on where in the world you're from, it could be either yesterday or today. In my case, it was supposedly today during my work hours, but I don't think I noticed anything. I don't think I noticed anything, so I think what a lot of people did see though was that it affected financial institutions as well as air traffic control, which I think both are the what do you call this? The worst parts of it. But other than that, in my personal stuff, I don't think I saw it. I don't think I saw it. Australian Airlines just outright collapsed. I mean, Australian internet is bad enough, and if you throw a kink like that into Australian internet, I don't know what to tell you. Well, I don't know how to get this out of archive, so I'm just gonna take screenshots. And I will basically crop out the necessary parts so I don't dox myself. Let's see, can we get those two? I guess we get that to Discord. And then I can crop it. And then, I guess we kick this out for now. Let's see. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here when I'm supposed to be saying stuff. But I just feel like this might be an interesting topic to seg into, so that's why I'm a little bit distracted. Anyway. And somehow playing an okay game of Mahjong. Maybe not ranking Mahjong, but still, it is what it is. Yeah, as far as the works, as far as the actual effects of the Windows stuff, I have no idea. If only because it didn't affect me personally. So it sucks. But from what I gathered, it wasn't anything malicious. It was just actually, what, a bug or something? I'm not exactly sure. My understanding of the thing was that there was some kind of hiccup and it kind of screwed up a lot of stuff. That's about it. That's all I know about it. It's probably a little bit more complicated than that, but that's what I essentially got out of it. New folder 2. There we go. There's like 3 screenshots here that I have to save and edit. Oh, hey, I got first place, 369. Nice. Nice. Okay. Saving the screenshots, and then I gotta edit it really quick to crop out comments and everything, and I'll show it to you. I need to double check though. Yeah, let me go ahead and free up a room here. Let me kick the AI out. And here is the link for anyone who wants to use that, or you can also type in the room number up there. I did not see who was in fourth. Was it Mars again? Was it Mars again? I mean, don't take it too personally, Mars. It just happens. Just like whenever I get fourth place, whenever I play ranked in this stream, I always get fourth place or third place. And I can never seem to recover from it. That's just kind of how it is, though. And I don't know why it is. It probably shouldn't be, but that's the situation I find myself in. And it's quite unfortunate that that's the situation I find myself in. You're gonna commit Saged? I feel like that's a little bit extreme. But I'm not here to tell you how to feel, so if you want to commit Sag, I guess go for it. Is that something I should be encouraging? Question mark? Crop. Why do you not want to crop? Hold up, sorry. Why does this thing not want to crop? What am I doing that's not making it want to crop? Crop is not showing up. Maybe I copy, paste. Okay, there's something wrong with these and I have no idea why. Close all. Close all. And then we bring it back up. I'm so glad the Blue Archive collab happens in Mahjong Soul and there is Oji-san in it. I think Blue Archive and Mahjong Soul is a collab no one expected. I do not blame them. I do not blame them. But then again, I think Mahjong Soul has some oddball collabs anyway. So it's not too unexpected, I suppose. But it's still unexpected. Okay, let me just double check. I don't think this is gonna dox me because I feel like a lot of people have similar numbers anyway. So I don't know how you would be able to do that. But let me grab this. Let me just show you my genetic stuff, which is not that interesting if I feel like saying that. But basically, here's kind of what it looks like. So, as expected, Southeast Asian, Chinese and Southeast Asian, 84% Filipino. Look at that. Who is surprised? I'm not. Honestly, I'm not, because I am Filipino. And because the Philippines is an island that other people in Southeast Asia visit, there are other Asian stuff in there, like Indonesian, Thai, apparently, Chinese, broadly Chinese, apparently. What does broadly Chinese even mean? Broadly Chinese, Southeast Asian. Now, you can probably see here, broadly East Asian and Native American is 0.5%. So if we take that to mean like Korea and Japan, I am less than 1% Japanese, basically. But the Chinese is 2%. Makes sense. A lot of Chinese people are in the Philippines. They even have this one gigantic district in Manila called Binondo, which I have never been to, by the way. I avoid Manila like the plague, just because it's so busy and so crazy. So, but anyway, European. I don't know if you know Filipino history any, but the Spanish did occupy the Philippines for quite a bit. And that's where the 1.5% Spanish comes from. And I guess there's also other Europeans here, so I'm assuming there's a thing there. 3% Indonesian. I mean, I'm not surprised, because if you look at Southeast Asia, I'm pretty sure long history has all the Austronesians mixing to some degree. I think that's the last one. Southern Europe, Spanish. Oh wait, this is part the other one. Okay, that's a lot shorter than I thought. Broadly European, I do not know what that means. Broadly Northwestern European, very small. Trace ancestry, I'm guessing that's Africa. And unassigned, I don't know what unassigned is. But anyway, that's a short of it. Not a single, maybe a barely single drop of Japanese in there. Even with that 2% Chinese, I think the only thing Chinese about my features is a slight, very, very slight shape of the eyes, but it's not enough to say, oh yeah, you actually look like your typical Asian, which I do not. I look more, I want to say I look more maybe I look more Spanish leaning than I do Southeast Asian of any degree. So yes, that's basically what I'm trying to say there. And I do not know how people still somehow mistake me as Japanese in Japan. Well, it could be because of what I wear. I don't typically wear the typical tourist outfit, if that makes any sense. Basically what you see right now on screen, that is my actual drip. Basically that's my actual outfit. The shirt, maybe not that specific color always, because I have other shirts other than red, but the shirt, the jacket, and I don't have it on screen because it's too big. A hat, a fedora, a tribly, whatever you want to call it. I don't exactly know all these fedora cousins, but broadly speaking, it's kind of like a fedora. And if I say that, some people make fun of me because they think fedoras are a little bit pretentious. But I picked a fedora because I like it, okay? All the other hats that are kind of similar to fedoras, or maybe flatter than fedoras, look a little bit meh. I don't like baseball caps. I think I kind of like the Cuban hats. The Cuban hats are okay. And I do have a Cuban hat, but I don't wear it that often. I don't use berets because I'm not artsy like that. There is like, what is that other kind of hat that kind of looks like a beret? Zun wears this type of hat. And I want to say it's... what type of hat does Zun wear? Zun, Toho series. He wears that kind of hat. I tried that one time. It's some kind of golf hat. I call it a golf hat, but it's probably not a golf hat. I don't feel like I like the style too much. Like that old man hat. I mean, I guess I technically am, but I'm not that old, guys. I know I'm not that old, though. I do sometimes get reminded my age, and that makes me a little bit depressed, but that's beside the point. No matter the country, they always manage to build some sort of Chinatown at an incredibly fast rate. And do you know where the biggest Chinatown in the world is? And the oldest Chinatown. They're not the same thing, but I thought I should mention that. I don't think they're pretentious. Some people do, because of that Malady stereotype, right? And I don't think that's so common these days, but the stereotype still kind of persists. I don't know how I got into that particular hat to begin with, but I just somehow did. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you. It's just my. I think I originally went with that kind of look because it was kind of the reporter / photographer type of look, and I very much like that aesthetic, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything. And Mars is basically the Ron Magnet for the night, it seems. This has got to be fate. Journalist looking for a scoop. I do have a camera, so you're not wrong. You are not wrong. More like a baseball cap guy. I mean, baseball cap's not bad. It's just sometimes I did wear a baseball cap when I was younger, but not so much these days. I don't think I actually have a baseball cap anymore. Like I said, I have a Cuban hat, which is like a square-ish type of baseball cap. Those have a little bit more style and rigidity to it that I like compared to baseball caps. That's probably why I picked that up. The only problem with the Tribly / fedora types is that I can't really lean back on the seat without scrunching up the back of the hat, so I do have to Cuban as in Cuba. So I have to like take off the hat, but I can when you lean back and take off the hat though, you can like tip it on your face to cover your face up and you can take a nap that way, but you can't do that while you're driving. Probably dangerous. So in that case, I have to take the hat off completely. You know, for safety reasons. Do not drive with a hat on your face. It will end up badly, trust me. No first time experience, thankfully, but just trust me on that one. Anyway, it does sometimes put me in a bit of a bind. I would probably say not an actual bind, but it puts me in a dilemma where, especially since I wear the hat so much when I travel, in normal daily life I don't really need to wear it or want to wear it. I usually only wear it when I go out casually or when I'm traveling, and when I travel it basically stays on all the time for one or two reasons. One, if it's particularly hot outside, then it shields me from all the heat, and you know that's normally a good thing. If it's particularly cold outside, then it warms my head, which is also a good thing because if I get a cold head, I can't think very well. Neither do I think very well when the sun is beating down on my head. So it serves both purposes. But in the case of heat, if it, I do sweat around the band of that hat, which is, I feel like, perfectly normal. And if I try to take off my hat, the hat gets a little bit soggy. The hat gets a little bit soggy. And I don't know if any stink from that sweat crops up, but basically I'm a little self-conscious when that does happen. I have to take off the hat because of it. Oh hey, you're getting a refund, nice. But you have to take a refund from everyone? I feel like it's a little unfair now. Can you survive the next rounds? I want to see that. It'd be interesting to see if Mars is able to turn this around, though. Anyway, but yeah, sometimes the hat is nice. Sometimes the hat though is, what do you call this? Sometimes the hat gets in the way. Sometimes it makes me a little self-conscious when I have to take it off. That's about it. But otherwise, it's very much a style thing, going for a certain look. Has nothing to do with my lady. It has nothing to do with whatever stereotypes people have with it. Though I think people have less stereotypes about that these days. I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I haven't really been around other people unless I have to. Though I did vaguely hear someone when I went out in my usual outfit mention that I actually looked good. So maybe there's something to it. I don't know. And as much as people would like to fantasize old men with white hair, beard, and stuff like that, I don't know if I'll ever be ready for that, to be honest. Because it just reminds me on how much older I'm getting and my eventual demise, which everyone is going to go through eventually. But still, it's not only that. It's not only that. It also reminds me of, wow, I have not had a single partner this entire time. I am probably well, I'm okay with it for the most part. but it's like, wow, yeah, that makes me feel certain amounts of existential dread. I don't know. Is that existential dread? It's probably not actually existential dread. It's probably closer to, why have I not tried? Because it's too much trouble. Honestly, it's too much trouble. And it never really crossed my mind to go out there and look. So there's also that aspect, I suppose. Mostly it's too much trouble. The horrors of mortality. I don't know. If you ever had the choice of drinking, not necessarily a potion of immortality, but a potion of longevity. Okay, let's say instead of having 100 years, you have 200 years instead. Would you take it? Would you take the extra 100 years on your life, assuming you are able to keep whatever ideal form you want? Let's say you want to be forever look like you're in your 20s, 30s, even if you want to be forever like the silver fox. Would you take it? You would, Salty? You know what? It doesn't sound like a bad idea, but I would like need a very good reason to do that also. Like, what else do I need? What else would I want to experience in this world to be able to do that? Also, I would like to retire not at 150 years old, but 50 years old. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be working 100 years. That would literally be hell. You legit thought you weren't gonna live that long? I mean, if you're from Southeast Asia, I can kind of get that, but you also have to remember there's also a lot of old people in Southeast Asia, so it's not exactly out of the question. But I also do not know what your early childhood was like. Quite frankly, in my early childhood, I was a very, very sick person. I was a very, very sick kid. And I think I was in danger of dying a few times too. So I was told. I don't know how true it is, but so I was told. I could have died early. But I didn't, and I'm still here. So, yeah. Let's see. You would take. I don't know if you would take it. I hate immortality. I do like to live longer. I think everyone wants that little bit of I want to live longer, but not necessarily immortality. Because here's the thing about what the ancients thought about immortality is that they never die, but what dies instead? What your soul. Now I don't want to get philosophical here because this is probably not the best place to talk about it, but when you live 1,000 years as they do in anime and you have the Lollibaba who is a 10,000-year-old vampire or whatnot, you have to wonder what their mindset is, because even though you're 1,000 or 10,000 years old and you're in anime, basically the only thing that matters to them is that one moment in time, right? Or at least what you see for that one moment in time. But how did they get there? You know, how did they get there? What was the experience like before they got there? In most cases, that's not touched at all because honestly, it's not relevant. Unless we're talking about the one isekai mecha anime where they do have a village of, I guess, something like elves that live a very, very long time, and after they get a certain age, they just kind of like not do anything because they're so bored with everything. That kind of thing. But in any ways, congratulations on that win. Solid win. Solid win. Who did you hit? Hopefully not me. Oh, it's a sumo. That was a sumo. And the points are so even. What the heck? It does have to do with worldview. It does have to do with worldview. I know a lot of people in the ancient days were like, oh yeah, immortality would probably be great. But there's also a lot of people Because you're so afraid of death, and death was ever so present even back then. Now, just because you're immortal, longevity wise, doesn't mean you're immortal, as in physically, right? Like, people can still kill you, but if you can live, I guess technically forever, and in a relatively healthy way, that's probably what they were after, but I don't know if that's actually what they could have gotten. I mean, there's a lot of stories about immortality where, like, yes, you live forever, but you're basically a dying husk. And no one wants that. Unless you're the emperor of mankind for some reason, and people put you on this pedestal, actually, is the emperor of mankind a dying husk, or is he actually healthy and well? I'm pretty sure there is a version of the emperor of mankind who is a dying husk, but they basically revere that version as a god or something, because they're kind of crazy lunatics that way. A lot of things in 40k are crazed lunatics, except for the orcs, maybe including the orcs, but at least the orcs are fun, you know. Probably the reason why I never got into 40k was because of the hardcore post-apocalyptic setting. It's a very hard word to say for me, but orcs are at least fun, because orcs don't care. Orcs just go Daka, and orcs apparently grow from spores. I did not know this. Orcs only have one gender, by the way, and it's orc, and they grow from spores. They're basically mushrooms. They're sentient mushrooms. How is this possible? Personally, would like a longer life, because just seeing things happen, observing is one of my joys. Yeah, honestly, I'm the same way. Also could grow my personal forest. That would be, you know what? It's kind of funny to say that. Let's say you have these very long-lived people with all their quirks after 100 years old, because that's really how the only way they would stay sane. And I guess in one of those versions, Salty would be the forest keeper. You enter Salty's forest, and you have to answer to Salty to take care of the forest. What would my thing be if I was a not quite immortal, but at least a long-lived person? I don't know. I honestly do not know. I do know I want to travel, but maybe. I mean, I do like to. I do want to travel in Japan and see everything in Japan, but I feel like even if I feel like I eventually run out of Japan to see, but still, makes me wonder. I'm sorry, Amy, I have to take some of your winnings back. My throat is acting up. It's not all your points. I left you 300 of your 8,000. I left some of it there. Don't worry, Lacats. You'll get back. Let me see. Where are we at? Oh, we're just a little over an hour. That's not too bad. If anyone else wants to step in, here we go. I'm assuming Mars has to step out for a second, so there is also that. I think one of the key points of not going insane with immortality is always having a point of reference. Give me a point of reference. Comparing that past that you live with the present, I feel like, you know what, immortality or not, I guess it also depends on how you perceive time, right? The way they say that time is perceived as you grow older is that everything gets so much faster the older you get. Maybe a little bit of an exaggeration, but imagine people in their 30s and 40s with kids and stuff. If you have kids or something that you're taking care of or something that you're doing actively, time goes so much faster. At least that's what I keep hearing, right? And it's a little bit scary. It's a little bit scary that you literally see your life fly by, but it's life that's flown by with a purpose. Now, if you're single, it flies by a little bit differently, sometimes slow, sometimes fast, depending on your state of mind. In my case, it has been kind of fast, but also I do have this thing called streaming now that helps me keep check of my days. Otherwise, I would probably be just sleeping every time I come back home. Like, you know, when I said I woke up 10 minutes before stream, and that's basically what I'd be doing. I'd be doing what I did before, watching anime, and sleeping, and not really doing much of anything. And that's partly also why I stream, so I feel at least a little bit productive. Now, I don't know if this is actually productive, but it's better than just sitting on my butt and watching anime all day. Like, that's what I used to do before I started streaming. Let's see, 3-player Mahjong. You know what, 3-player Mahjong probably is not a bad idea. Let's go to a 3-player room, guys. You're being social? I hope I'm being social. Well, I'm being social with chat. I'm not necessarily being social with other people. I probably should do that more, but I haven't necessarily been doing that recently. And I get that a lot of people I probably need to reconnect with are a little bit busy, but also I'm trying to figure some personal stuff here with my schedule, and because of that, I'm a little hesitant to reach out to people. Also, just the amount of stuff I put on that plate for myself recently has been a lot, but yeah, it's just kind of tough. It's just kind of tough. Also applies when a lot of people you know are suddenly gone. Feels too fast. I've had that experience early in my life. A lot of people, basically, I got used to death really early in my life. So to me, it's a little, I don't want to say funny as in actually humorous, but to me it's interesting to see people who have never felt loss in their life before and see them go through it, because I'm a little bit numb to the idea of losing people I know, whether they are beloved or not. Though I do know if I lose certain people, I am probably going to be a wreck, and I'm not ready for them. But that's beside the point. Apparently one of the reasons is because your brain gets accustomed to repetition, and so it starts to skip speed up when it's something you've ever experienced. Yeah, I definitely felt that when I was in my idling phase of anime binge watching and just watching every single trash show in the season, basically. Not that everything was good, but it was what I did to fill in time. And contrary to whatever popular belief might be out there, I did not really game that much before becoming a streamer. The games I had that I usually went back through are my Atelier games and some of the old PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. And I did not have a backlog in Steam because I hated the idea of Steam.
No.
These days, I'm more accustomed to the idea of Steam. I'm still a little bit wary of it because literally some games will just disappear, or, you know, it's limited to Steam, and thankfully we have the Steam Deck now, which kind of acts like as a console for Steam, though not everything can be played on the Steam Deck, so that's probably a little bit of a bad thing. I do not have a Steam Deck, still debating on that, but if I move to Japan or something, I may have to get a Steam Deck, because I cannot bring my laptop, not my laptop, I can't bring my desktop with me, because the desktop is too big to take with me if I live in Japan. Gotta love technically not owning your games, right? I suppose. I mean, technically they're still in Steam, and this is also kind of why I am in favor of, for a different set of words, having a personal backed up archive on your hard drive that is not connected to Steam, if you know what I'm talking about. Because in the case that does happen, then it's probably a good thing you have that backup. That's why physical copies will still be better, but as you know, we're getting less and less physical copies these days. So you gotta do what you gotta do. We're going the yar har har. We're going to hoist the sails. We're gonna be we're going to, what do you call it? Well, I think you know where I think you know where this is going. We don't have to expound on it. Let's see. Point in case, I do have one game on my Switch that the devs had to close the studio for whatever reason. There's a whole story to that. I don't exactly know what it is. But in any case, it's like one of those lost media things, and if I delete said game from my Switch, it's gone forever. I can't re-download it again because it's not on the Switch store anymore. And I kind of want to play that game on streams just to show you guys that at some point, but it's also a bit of a grind. I don't know if I really want to do that. But I'll think about it if we have enough time. But I also need to get through my Steam backlog, which I was promising myself not to buy too much stuff during the last Steam sale, and I managed to do okay. I bought 4 things total, and 2 of those 4 things I played on stream already, so I need to get through that. I also need to get through all the other stuff I played. The bad part here is that I tend to play a lot of long games, but I try to find intentionally short games because of that very thing. If I have too many long games in my backlog, I'll probably will have it will probably take a while for that to go away. So yeah. Do I keep it? Do I not keep it? Let's kick you out. Haven't bought games in like a year now. You suggest 3-player Mahjong to lose. I mean, suggest some games, and if we have time at the end of this, we can take a look at them. But my library right now, let me look at what my backlog looks like, is 56. 56, including some games we are currently doing. Well, one game we're currently doing. There's a lot of shorter games on here. Somehow Power Wash Simulator is still in my backlog, which I probably shouldn't keep it in the to stream list, because I haven't really touched that in a while. And while I do like my occasional Power Wash Simulator, I don't think I want to do an entire session of that. So we're gonna kick that out. We're gonna put that in the personal queue. We're gonna remove that from the stream queue, and now instead of 56, I have 55 now in my queue. Eastward. I have heard of Eastward. I did look into Eastward a long time ago when it was still newly released, even before it was released. I don't know. I think there were some reviews on there that I wasn't quite sure about. Let me get a notepad, and we'll check some of this out near the end of the stream. Hyper Light Drifter. I do not know if I have heard of this one. It doesn't have to be recent. There's definitely some games here that I put in my personal queue which might be something I want to stream. Like Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know. Does anyone actually like the Horizon series, or do they just like complaining about the Horizon series? Now, one game I know I bought a really long time ago before I became a streamer, and probably will never play on stream just because of how grindy it is not this Gaia, but Neptunia 7. I was really into the Neptunia series for a while until that particular installation. Not because I felt like it was a particularly a bad game, but for some reason I just didn't have any motivation to keep playing through it. And I do not know why. Okay, here's the thing about Etna. I like original Etna, though the Etna with the original voice actor. The new Etna voice is okay. However, original Etna was so much better. I don't know if anyone realizes a difference between the two. The original Etna voice actor knew how to make their voice drip with so much sarcasm that you can literally see it. And that was the good thing. That was a great thing about the original Etna. Like, there is a huge difference between the two. And if you have that version of this Gaia, then treasure it. I think I do. I'm not sure if I do. I'm gonna have to check my disc. But if you ever decide to play this Gaia again, or at least want to hear the difference between original Etna and the new one, you might find a YouTube video and you will see the difference right away. They sound basically the same, but the newer Etna is a little bit cuter. It's a little bit cuter. It's not bad. It's just the first one had so much more personality to them. Everhood. I have seen many playthroughs of Everhood. I can't say I particularly like the playthrough. No, not the playthrough. I can't say I particularly like the gameplay itself. I'm already spoiled on the story of Everhood because I never felt like it was a game I wanted to play personally. A lot of people, I don't know, call it a rhythm game. I don't think it's a rhythm game. It's kind of far from actually being a rhythm game. Yes, it's mostly music based, but it's, I don't know. The rhythms aren't for me. The rhythms aren't for me. You know what I'm really waiting on though, as far as rhythm games are concerned? I do have Rhythm Doctor, but I feel like Rhythm Doctor hasn't really updated in a very long time, and it's not out of early access yet for some reason. When Rhythm Doctor gets out of early access, I will be playing it again. I think I said I wanted to play the extra stages on that one, which I'm okay not doing until they actually release it in full. I think it's kind of stuck in version 0.15, but it's still a pretty good experience regardless. So yeah. If you haven't seen Rhythm Doctor, check it out. If you like rhythm games. If you don't like rhythm games, watch someone else play it. But it's for a rhythm game though. I think it's like the hardest rhythm game I've ever played. But it's a very interesting type of rhythm game, to say the least. Have I played other NIS games besides this Gaia? I've played a little bit of what do you call this? Phantom Brave. Are you freaking serious? I literally just dropped that tile and you already run off me? Cats! Well, I had the last laugh there. We can go again. Let's see, what other NIS games I've played? I've played Phantom Brave. I've played Makai Kingdom. I've played... Okay, NIS. Nippon Ichi America used to have the Atelier series, but we're not gonna count those because I count them as Gust games first and not NIS games, okay? But if we're talking about the Atelier series, I have played all the Atelier series since Mana Kameya, except Mana Kameya 2, which I do have Mana Kameya 2, and I do want to play that on stream eventually. I just don't know how people will receive an Atelier series these days. But I do want to play Mana Kameya 2 as well as Atelier Iris, which all those games I wanted physical copies of anyway, and I got them off eBay for a pretty penny, but it was still worth it because at the time I wasn't into those particular games, but now I'm going back and wanting to play them. Phantom Brave, Makai Kingdom. What else do we have? I can't think of any other titles off the top of my head. If you name them off, I can say yes or no. But those are the ones that stuck out to me. I haven't really touched much NIS games, just because a lot of them are kind of like on the cheap side. Let's be honest. Void Terrarium and Mad Rat Dead. I've heard of those. I think I've seen a little bit of those when they came out. I can't say I was particularly interested in either of them, especially Void Terrarium. If I think Void Terrarium is a roguelike, versus a roguelite, Japanese style roguelike, which is not my favorite type, which I think leans more into dungeon crawler kind of thing. But it's not my favorite type of, gameplay. Like if you like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, it's kind of like that, or know what Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is, it's kind of like that. I'm just not a fan of that gameplay. Though I have tried it before. The gameplay, not the actual game. Mad Rat Dead especially was extremely fun to play, and the music. I think it's mostly a music game, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one's mostly a music game. Let me see. Let me look at my list here. There's a few games that I question myself and why I got them to begin with. But I do want to play at some point anyway, because I do have it on my list, and I feel like it might be interesting. Let's see. I need to figure out how to get through this list quickly. Maybe I just do a lot of short games first, and then I go through the longer games. Oh, Limbus Company, we need to get rid of that. Limbus Company is something I don't stream or even play anymore, but it's still on Steam, so it stays there. Let's see. Looking through my list. Oh wait, why did I put Resident Evil 0 in the personal queue? I feel like Resident Evil 0 should be in the stream queue. Okay, we are putting that back in the stream queue. Resident Evil 0 at some point if I get around to it. Because I enjoyed the remake of 1, and I enjoyed the remake of 2. I don't really have any interest in doing 3 or 4, but I do want to do 0, so there is that. Yeah, there's a lot of series to do, and I only have so much time, so I'll do what I can. I just cannot promise when I'll do them. So you might be waiting a while. Sorry, but you might be waiting a while until I find the time to put it back into rotation. Because that's just kind of how the streaming cycle goes. And even though I like to say I don't necessarily capitalize on the algorithm on this channel, or at least that's what the banner claims, I do still look at the trends that be and see what people might be interested in. And if it's something I also might be interested in, that's basically what I stream. Otherwise, I will just stream whatever I want, which for the most part kind of works. But if I did that, I'd be what do you call this? I'd be putting up so many niche games on this channel that it probably might lose some people's time. I don't know, like lose people's attention. It's happened before. Oh well, I would get wrong. Really? Amy, I had at least 5 Yaku in my hand, and you had to disrupt that with that. You had to disrupt it with your one hand. I mean, if you knew what was coming, I guess you would have done that. I guess you would have done that. Man, okay. Did I try to stream this before? Wait. I think I tried to stream RimWorld one time, and I had no idea what I was doing. So I've tried to play more RimWorld off stream, and I still have no idea how to play the game. I think I got as far as trying to defend the spaceship that's supposed to take you out of the world you landed in, and horribly lost that fight. I don't know how, but I lost that fight somehow. I don't know how interesting RimWorld is for some people. I guess it's more interesting to see like an experienced play on that one with challenges, because I don't know how else you would play it. Unless you don't watch a lot of streamers nowadays, because they all seem to stream most of the same stuff, or maybe I'm just burned out. I feel that. Which is why I just kind of do whatever I want on this channel. I try not to stream what everyone else streams. Though, you know, in the case of Slay the Princess, it's kind of me like saying, okay, what's the big deal about this thing? Let's check it out. And I'm kind of glad I did. It's good for a reason. And I do feel like the praise it got was well deserved. There are some games that gets a lot of praise, or at least gets a lot of attention, that I feel like is a little bit unwarranted, or at least partly because a little unwarranted, because partly it's because some famous streamer or gamer out there showcased it. Now, if I ever become a famous streamer or anything like that, you could probably say the same for me, but I will, for the most part, I hope anyway, I hope to not go with the trend too much, unless it actually is something of my interest. Somehow, well, okay, so I know you and LULdog got the same amount of points, but here's how it works. I think depending on the proximity towards the east seat, if you are tied, and I think it's like, is it clockwise or counterclockwise? I think it might be like draw order. It might be draw order. The closer you are to that east seat, that's how you determine the, what do you call this? Who gets second, who gets third. It's not necessarily luck. It's more like it's the most fair way, questionable, to determine placement if there is a tie in score, which does happen every so often. So yeah. Never got the hype between the newest Street Fighter game, to be honest. I don't play a whole lot of fighting games in general. I think that I had a phase where I did play a lot of fighting games, not on stream, but I think the thing with a new Street Fighter is that it simplified a lot of controls and it made it more non-fighting gamer friendly. So anyone who wasn't good at fighting games before because of all the complicated inputs could get into the new Street Fighter. Fair enough. But I don't think that's the particular reason why it got hype. But it might be part of it. I don't know if Tekken has improved their inputs. I don't know if Tekken has improved their inputs at all. But Tekken doesn't have quite the same input style as Street Fighter. In Tekken, you're pressing different attack combinations rather than D-pad and attack combinations, if I'm not mistaken. It sounds horrible. It sounded horrible for the, what do you call this? The veteran fighting game community, because as you would probably expect, it made the game too easy for some people, especially with, if you know Honda and Zangief, they tend to have pretty complicated command grabs. Like you have to, like, there is a regular grab, right, that everyone has, but if you're a grappler, there is a command grab where you like have to do like some crazy quarter circle, half circle, sometimes full circle, sometimes a 720 on the D-pad before you can actually execute the skill, because you know it's just that strong. It's just that strong. Honda butt slam and Zangief grab spam. Yes. So it made, because of quote unquote modern controls, it made it easier to do that kind of thing. Now, is there an advantage to modern controls over traditional inputs? I have no idea, to be honest. In Grand Blue Versus, supposedly there is. In Street Fighter, I have no idea. I don't think the new Guilty Gear, though, made the inputs any easier. It's still Guilty Gear inputs, as far as I know. But Street Fighter, I think, is one of those games where they are actually trying to get more people into fighting games, but doing it in a very simplified way. Never made like the idea of making things easier for the sake of it. It depends, really. If you're making things easier to bring in new players, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. But you also have to balance it in a way that veteran players won't feel, what do you call it? So you have to balance it in a way where veteran players will feel like it's a fair handicap or something. Because, it makes it to where, like, because if the simplified input is just that much better than the regular inputs, why use the regular inputs at all? Is what I'm trying to say. However, it also gets people who wanted to play fighting games into it, though you do get into this thing where like everything is kind of spammy. I don't know if that's what's been happening with Street Fighter still, but I'm assuming the basic cores of distance and ways to attack is still the same. Insincere? It depends on what their intention was. I want to get into the new Grand Blue Fantasy fighting game, but too bad I'm bad at fighting games. Good news for you. The Grand Blue fighting game does have simplified inputs, but like I said, there is advantage of not using those simplified inputs. I think the way the Grand Blue fighting game works is that all your skills have a cooldown like they do in the actual mobile game. So that's the thing. But if you do regular inputs, those skills will come off cooldown quicker than if you use the simplified inputs. At least that's what I understand. That's what someone told me. I've never actually played it, so I could be wrong. I feel like it's sad for the people who love the game for what it is. I suppose. I think for me personally, a lot of people talk about accessibility and stuff, and honestly, this might be a hot take, but if the game was meant to have a widespread audience, I suppose accessibility would be a thing they would think about. But I feel like not every game is meant to be played with accessible controls. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people have been saying Elden Ring or Dark Souls series are too hard. Yeah, that's kind of the point of the game. Make it easier? I don't think so. Hey Delphi, welcome. Looking for another player? I think we can do, well, we'll see where we end up, what time we have left after this round. And then we might be able to do one more game after this. Yeah, so I mean, it's like, I don't know. You don't have to make everything accessible, but at the same time, it depends on what your goals of the game are and who you want to target, basically. I don't like to say it that way, but that's basically what you have to do. Who is your audience for the game? Who do you want to play the game? And I guess for AAA companies, they can think about that a bit more. With indie games are very intentioned on who they want to play it, and accessibility is a second thought for the most part. Not always, but sometimes. But I feel like a lot of people who praise accessibility and some of these other stuff are not seeing the big picture when it comes to gaming. At least that's what I feel. They're just saying, "Oh yeah, it's accessible, so everyone should be able to play it." But is the game fun? Is the game something I would want to play necessarily? If it's not, then I don't care if it's accessible. If I needed that certain accessibility, I don't care. You know what I mean? Try to please everyone, you'll end up pleasing no one. Yep. But I don't think simplified controls is one of them. I think it's just necessarily, is it fair to people who actually grew up with these fighting game stuff? But anyway, I'm getting too much into that right now. Kind of happen. Instead, I went back to GU. What's GU? Oh wait, dot hack GU. Monhun Rise. Try played it once. Honeymoon phase over. Got bored. Never touched again. Accessibility is an ego trip, especially in the Western development. In the Western dev sphere. Sphere? Yeah, it's mostly a Western dev thing. If you look at the Japanese devs, they don't really think about that too much. They will consider it every once in a while, but it's not the first thing on their mind, right? It's not the first thing on their mind. Not to say that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they're usually, anyway, game design first before anything else. Is the game fun? Is the game easy to play, or at least, you know, played as intended? It depends on the Japanese dev, and I guess if we're going back to the Street Fighter example, yes, you would be right. You would probably be right. Anyway, I don't know where else to go with that, so if I have something else I can say about that, I will, but I don't have anything off the top of my head. Just me. Anyway, where were we before we got onto that? Did I start that or did I not start that? I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess we were talking about Street Fighter. On the other end of the coin with Street Fighter. Okay, on the other end of the coin with Street Fighter, to me it's a little bit interesting to see the new character designs for characters you knew before. But I don't think it's particularly that was necessarily hype. Honestly, I don't know what the hype with the new Street Fighter is. I feel like some of the designs are good, but I prefer my 2D fighters to the 3D fighters. So it does play like 2D anyway. Yeah. If there is one fighting game series I kind of wished it went back to full 2D, it would probably be the Guilty Gear series, but they haven't done that for a while. They've been using 3D models for quite a while. Not always a bad thing. Not always a bad thing, but still. I've never actually seen any Under Night Birth stuff. I mean, I've seen... Obviously, I've seen a few things here and there, but I've never actually played it. The only thing I know about it is that a character that used to be in Melty Blood is no longer in Melty Blood, but forever lives on in Under Night Rebirth. Because they retconned Shion from Melty Blood. What the heck? I seriously hate the new Melty Blood. I seriously hate the new Tsukihime. Not that I was a Nasu fan to begin with, but still, I hate what they did with it. That I will say that I hate what they did with it. You're mowing? I don't know what that means. Yeah, other games to play. What other recommendations do you guys have? Again, like I said, I have a lot of stuff I need to get through first. What is this moon ring thing that I picked up? Oh, this must have been a free game. Steam does have free games every once in a while, and I just pick them up because they're free games. And I end up with things like Company of Heroes 2, which does look a little interesting, but I don't know if I ever want to actually play that. What else do we have? Endless Legend? What the heck is Endless Legend? I do not know. I may not even care. Yeah, Company of Heroes 2 was free at some point. I thought I mentioned that before. I know I don't actually talk about it, but I thought I mentioned it before. Actually a good RTS game? Really? Is it single player? Let me double check. It is multiplayer, apparently. I mean, I do like the tanks in it. The tanks look pretty nice. Congratulations, LULdog, you finally win a game. How much time do we have? Okay. I think we only have time for one more game, and if we do a 4-player, it could take a little while. So, if someone wants to make room for Delphi, is Delphi still around? Speak up if you're still around. Delphi, you're still there? But yeah, the link is there. Only 3P for now, I'm sorry. That's all the time I have for today. So we can do one more game, or if we don't do the game, we can definitely check out Steam for recommendations and stuff. Let's see. Let me see what I have. Hyper Light Drifter, Gravity Circuit, and Mad Rat Dead. I think I have Gravity Circuit in my... wish list. I just haven't picked it up yet because my stream queue is ridiculously huge. I don't like Japanese rogue likes, you know, the dungeon crawler stuff. I don't like those. I try to avoid them as much as possible, but I like rogue lights. I've played Hades, I played Balatro, I've played, what else have I played? I have played Wild Frost on my own time. I don't think I've ever streamed it, but I played Wild Frost. Dead Cells? I don't think I played Dead Cells, and never really was on my radar. Gungeon, I feel like I would have a very hard time. I have seen it though. It looks interesting, but not high on my list at the moment to try. And it goes on sale quite a bit often anyway, so I feel like if I felt in the mood for it, I could pick it up at any time. I try not to do like too much action-y roguelikes just because I do not have the coordination for that, or at least I will die a lot, and I usually don't mind it, but I try to limit it to not dying for the most part. I have been playing a lot of visual novels recently, haven't I? Which is interesting. I don't think I played so many visual novels until I guess I started when did I start that? I guess if you think about it, Reverse Collapse is in sense a visual novel with a very big strategy game attached to it. So I don't know if that makes it any different. Bullet hell stuff? I like to try them. I can't promise I'm good with it. Speaking of which, I do want to play a bullet hell next week. I've had the thumbnail ready for the past couple of weeks, but Slay the Princess has, what do you call this? Slay the Princess has pushed it back. So hopefully I can do the game next week. Baba is you. Were you here when I did Patrick's Parabox? Because I feel like Patrick's Parabox is kind of like Baba is you, but Baba is you is, I feel like, a little bit more complicated. I've seen a few people play Baba is you, but I can't say I remember all the solutions. So that might be still okay if I'm in the mood for it. But I think in this case it would be more like, whose brain could be hurting? Is it my brain that's hurting, or is it the chat's brain that's hurting? I will say I did play 5D chess on stream once, just to show it off, and to try to figure out how the heck to play 5D chess. And I feel like nobody understood how to play 5D chess, including me. But I think I kind of sort of understood how to play 5D chess by the end of that 2 hours. So, yeah. Yeah. I do like more story-driven games though, just because there's things to discuss there. But I don't mind the occasional non-story games as long as it's interesting. And I have a lot of stuff on my list that kind of fall in both. Which reminds me, I still need to get around to playing Faster Than Light. But for some reason, I've never gotten around to playing Faster Than Light. Don't Escape. I don't think I've heard of Don't Escape. Don't Escape. Let me put that on the notepad here really quick. Sumo! Okay, at least it's not a Ron. I was wondering who that Aru is on the other side, and I realized it wasn't me because that Aru is using the premium skin. Escape room by reverse anti-escape room, so you're trying to get into the escape room? Shovel Knight's always fun. You know what? I don't think I've ever actually... For some reason, I never actually played Shovel Knight. Some people tried to get me to play Pizza Tower, and while I do understand Pizza Tower looks fun, and it might actually be fun, I just felt no inclination to play Pizza Tower at all. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I don't think it is. The soundtrack's pretty good. The gameplay looks good. Just for some reason, I never felt compelled to play it. Shovel Knight, campaigns, escape room, puzzle topics. So I might as well. Okay. Yeah, I think I have I think I have 3 games that we can check out after we're done with this round of Mahjong. Also, I think I mentioned this before. Coffee Talk is coming. Episode 2, by the way, not episode 1. If you want to see the first playthrough of Coffee Talk, that is in the channel somewhere. Coffee Talk is coming at some point. Andy and Lele is also coming, but that's mostly because I am very curious what the heck it's about. I don't know how long that one in particular is going to take, but that's also coming at some point. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if this is gonna connect, but I hope it connects. Anyway, I'm looking through my list and there's a mix of short games and long games. I think mostly short games, like I can probably knock off in a stream or two. And definitely a lot of very niche games that I don't think I've seen a lot of people play. So I need to figure out how to sneak that into the Thursday streams, because I feel like that's the only time I can do the short streams. Because the long streams are on Mondays, and I do enjoy our Monday streams right now. The Monday stream with Shibuya Scramble is particularly hilarious, by the way. If you haven't seen the Shibuya Scramble, anything Shibuya Scramble, I would look into that, because it's actually pretty funny. And I'm surprised that everyone was waiting on the same tiles. That could be a reason why I couldn't get anything. Shibuya Scramble is a visual novel, but holy crap, it is the weirdest visual novel I have ever played. Not gameplay wise, but story wise. It looks like it could be an actual TV show. And the script is basically like a very weird mishmash of different genres together. But it's a fun trip. It's a fun trip. I tried to make those playthroughs about 4 hours long. I think that's pretty good for a 4-hour listen in. And I don't think I've seen a lot of people play it. There's definitely some videos on Shibuya Scramble, but not a lot of people seem to play it, because visual novel, again, unless it's a very short visual novel like Doki Doki, or I guess Andy and Lele might be one of them, people don't seem to pick it up. But I find it interesting. So I pick it up. I'll try to put more niche games on the channel. You might see the comeback of Atelier games on the channel here too on Mondays, because I don't think it's probably a good idea to do those on Thursdays, because I need a long playthrough for that one. I also kind of want to play some of the older games again. Actually, no, I've been winning in these private games. Hello, Ruby, welcome. We are about to end here and check out some Steam games though that people have been recommending. 9,000! That is such a weird score, but congratulations anyway. Is that gonna get us out of this time loop? Let's see. Yes, it does. Finally! Congratulations, Amy, for your first win today. And ending on a high note for Amy. Alright, that's gonna do it for Mahjong today, guys. But we're gonna check out some Steam games here in the meantime that people have recommended. Let me see if is it this one? Or is it this one? I think I have a specific Steam window. Oh no, I don't have a specific Steam window. Okay, I guess we'll just use this then. Let's see. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to extend the window a little bit. Thought I had like a specific thing for this, but I guess I do not. At least not on this screen. Anyway, I do have Company of Heroes 2 because it was free at some point. Eastward, I have heard of Eastward. I have seen Eastward. I've seen the promos for Eastward. It is 50% off. If I was actually gonna be playing Eastward anytime soon, I'd pick this up right now. But I have other stuff I need to get through first before I think about adding things to my list. But I think one of the things maybe I shouldn't be reading reviews, but one of the things the reason why I didn't pick it up earlier was because I was reading reviews to see what other people thought about it, and I don't know if there's any merit to some of the story pacing and stuff, and that's probably one of the reasons why I didn't pick it up. But it is it on my wish list? It's not on the wish list. It is now on the wish list again. So there is that. I do like the pixel art style, and I did see a little bit of the gameplay, which is one of the reasons why I was interested in it. Ooh, what's this one? This is Hyper Light Drifter. I don't think I've ever seen this. Great soundtrack is one of the tags. Gotta love it when it says great soundtrack. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? I wonder if they also made this. They did not. They did not. I have a game that looks similar to this, but there's a lot of pixel art games that have a similar style to this anyway. I have what is it called? Something. Let me double check. It's in my other queue. I picked it up because I saw a friend play it, but never actually went for it. Titan Souls, which I guess you can probably say is kind of close to what is that one other game? Shadow of the Colossus. It kind of reminds me of a top-down Shadow of the Colossus with the way it's played, but it's not actually Shadow of the Colossus. It's old too, inspired a lot of games, really? I don't think 2016 is that old, but it does have enough time to inspire other games, so that's probably a good thing. It's one of the OG with this sort of style. Ah, I see. Well, I'm gonna put it in the wish list. I don't know when I'll be able to get around to it, but if I find the opportunity to put it in the library and I need something like this in the library at the time, then you'll probably see it. Just FYI. Okay, what's the other one? Don't Escape. Don't Escape Trilogy. Please don't tell me it was 8 years ago. Don't tell me that was 8 years ago. I don't want to acknowledge that. This looks interesting. I don't think I've played any of these types of games before, though I guess I kind of maybe sort of have. This very feels much like a Daniel Mullins type of game, except I don't know if Daniel Mullins would go for this particular style. Horror point and click adventure indie. I kind of want to see what the trailer looks like now. Let me make the... Let's disable the BGM. What does this sound like? "4 Days to Survive." Okay. Interesting. Very interactive. And I'm very curious what the heck is going on here. I'm assuming if you don't do things correctly, there's going to be a lot of bad ends, which I do not mind whatsoever. Even better is if you can get multiple endings. Now, is don't... Well, I guess I'll ask after this is over. Okay. Now, is Don't Escape 1, 2, and 3 all connected to each other? Like Faith? Because we've played Faith on this channel before, and I enjoyed Faith quite a bit. I hear there's going to be a Faith Chapter 4. If you haven't seen Faith before, it's this one. I'm not necessarily a fan of bad ends, but I'm a fan of good storytelling. All different story. How long would you say each game is? But yeah, if you haven't seen the Faith series, check it out. This is actually really, really good, and play this around Halloween or a very dark night, because it helps quite a bit. This is more creepy than it is scary, and I like that about Faith quite a bit. And if you particularly like Christian lore and stuff, it has quite a bit of that here. So just FYI. And it's done really, really well. Father Garcia, where is Father Garcia? He had a shotgun earlier. I hear there's going to be a chapter 4 for this one, which if they do, it would not make it a trinity, but it would make it a quadrology, I think. What is the discussions on this? News 1.4. Oh no, that's just version 1.4. What is version 1.4? Players who have earned the Good Christian Boy achievement, you can now also disable demons from the menu. Survival mode. Available after finding the good ending in Chapter 1, 2, and 3. And finishing Chapter 2 Prologue, fight your way through a brand new environment, encountering every demon that can throw at you. I don't know if I'll ever do that, but okay. 4 new animated scenes, shotguns, cross. Okay, I don't think we've actually gotten that far with being able to use that, but maybe shotguns are going to be a thing in survival mode, maybe. But yeah, this one's an interesting game if you haven't seen it yet, or checked it out yourself. Don't Escape Trilogy, 1 hour max. 4th one is original is a flash game, so it's pretty short. 4th one is not so. Okay, so there is a 4th Don't Escape Trilogy. I'll put this on the wish list to think about. Might be interesting to do when I need something quirky to put in the stream queue. I don't want to reveal too much what's in my library, but there's definitely some oddball games there, here and there, that I do want to play on the Thursdays anyway. And I guess once I run out of food stuff to do on Fridays, then it will also be a random gaming on Fridays. We'll see. There is, I think I still have 2 MRE style foods left to go that we might be able to knock off in a month, and if I can't find a recipe to do after that, then it's gonna be random gaming night for that Friday slot. I think I've been streaming like 5 to 6 days a week these days, and I thought I would get tired, and I did have to take a break last Sunday, but it's not terrible. What is this one? Toho fan game. It looks like it could be a rhythm game. It looks like it's a rhythm game. How does this one play? Okay, I guess we're gonna have to do that. I don't know. I don't necessarily pick up a lot of Toho fan games, and there's a few decent ones. Definitely not one with Rumia as the main character for the most part. Ah, I see. So it kind of feels a little bit like Everhood. Honestly, it feels a little bit like Everhood. The rhythm's not bad. Original character. Another game that moves by the beat. I don't know which. There's a lot of those. So I don't know which one this one, what that would be. I think this one might actually be fun. And it still has the Toho mechanics in there, despite being a little bit different. I do enjoy these kinds of takes. It kind of also looks like a guitar chord. Am I wrong? Oh, that's interesting. What? Oh, that's actually an interesting kind of gameplay. I am wish listing that right now. the random stuff that you find in your Steam homepage sometimes. Axiom Verge. Let's see. I don't think I've heard of Axiom Verge. Let's take a look at that really quick. Oh, I guess we were talking about NIS games. I kind of sort of tried not this one, but the one before this, the Coven game. Um, it's all right. For me, it's all right. I don't think it does anything too different from the what do you call it? Oh, there's kind of like a Metroid game. Um, I don't think the Coven games do anything too different from your usual dungeon crawlers. It's fine, and if you like that sort of thing. Not my cup of tea usually. Though I have played a lot of the Tokimeki Memorial. Was it Tokimeki Memorial? No, it was was it Two Hearts? Let me look that up. Two Hearts RPG? No, no. Two Heart RPG? What there was a Two Heart game. There was a Two Heart Dungeon Travelers. I have played a lot of Dungeon Travelers 1 and 2 for some reason. I enjoyed that one though. But I didn't seem to like the Coven one so much. I don't know why. Maybe less cute girls. That could have that could definitely have something to do with that. Yeah, this looks very Metroidvania, but it is a Metroidvania. Interesting style. Let's look at the gameplay really quick. If Metroid was any edgier, it would be this. Is what I'm feeling. But there's also a lot of those, so. Oh, it's kind of like if you put Doom in this kind of thing. Ah. Metroidvania Doom would probably be interesting. Start the trailer by the definition of the words. I mean, if it's part of the theme, why not? This reminds me I should go back, not go back, because I haven't started before. This reminds me I need to find time to do the Momodora game I have in my library, which I've been meaning to do, but for some reason haven't had a chance to do it. Yep, that's definitely a BFG right there. Yeah, this basically looks like Doom 2D, which would be interesting to see an actual Doom 2D. And I'm assuming that thing is at the beginning of the game. I can't imagine that's a final boss. That'd be too much that'd be too Final Fantasy 13, which I think Final Fantasy 13 was around this time too, but I don't know. Simply oozes with atmosphere, I guess. There was no Metroidvania during that time, so this was this was their Metroidvania at the time, which I can see that. Okay, we'll check one more. No, we can check a few more. Panzer Knights. Yeah, I don't know about this one per se. The soundtrack, if that is the soundtrack, sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Katana Zero. Oh, wait, hold up. Hold up. There was a Girls and Panzer game that was only available on the PS3 in Japan. And I've been wanting to find a game similar to that. Oh, no. Oh, no. You did not just recommend this to me. because I've been looking for a Girls in Panzer game kind of thing. And I do like tanks. Wishlisted. I don't think I'm going to get to it anytime soon, but the 50% discount is really tempting right now, just so I know I have it. I know I said I shouldn't be adding to my list, but let's see. Well, what does this look like? How much customization do we get with this? That reminds me, I should still go back to Valkyria Chronicles 4. I played it a little bit on my own time before, but I haven't actually finished it, so maybe we do that at some point. Yeah, the lack of voice lines is a little bit sad. Oh, you do get an actual tank crew. Interesting. Huh. Do the characters matter? I guess they do matter in how well the tanks perform. But you know what? None of these I feel like will ever run like that one tank with the Yevon polka in the background. Yeah, I don't think any of them will be as good as the polka tank, but you know what? You take what you can get. There is voice lines, fully voiced, it doesn't show in the trailer. Okay. Raz is the best actual MVP. Is this in Valkyria Chronicles 4? Probably, actually. It's been a while since I played it, so I don't remember anything about the first part. Actually, no, that's a lie. I kind of remember a few things, but not a whole lot. Let's see. Katana Zero. I think I've seen this before, but I'm not entirely sure. I may have heard of Katana Zero a lot, but I don't think I've actually seen it or seen anyone play it. No, maybe someone has played it. I just refuse to look at it because it might be something I want to check out. Let's check a little bit. That's an interesting style. Guns versus sword with a really long range for some reason. It seems like it's one of those get hit once you die kind of thing, which is not a bad thing. Oh, there's a rewind function too. I see. Instant death combat, right? That's in the description. Action with a bit of puzzle. I do see the puzzle portion in that you're trying to figure out how to not die. And of course, it's a Devolver game, which seems to have a lot of pretty good quality indie games at this point. I don't think they had quite the list before. Yeah, I'll wishlist it for now. Gravity Circuit is straight up action platforming. I did see that. I did see someone also mention that it was a much better Mega Man, I suppose. I have it in my wish list, but we can take a quick look at it before we finish up for today. I think I only have time for a few more to check. So let's check out Raider Sphere 4th, and then we'll check out Gravity Circuit. Interesting cover. What do we have here? Oh, it's Ace Combat? You know, I've never actually played any Ace Combat games or Star Fox games, but I do feel like they're interesting. kind of,
早
sort
速
of.
出撃命令がやってきたわ。
This is old,
内容はこれを見てもら
2013.
うのが早いわね。
おはようございます。国連治安維持軍南方面司令部です。出撃要請とその内容をご連絡します。レトン平野の物流ターミナルが VMI の戦車部隊に攻撃を受け占拠されました。物流ターミナルは陸上交通の要所ともなっており、早急な治安正常化が必要です。そのため付近に展開中の戦車
I guess it's kind of like someone's in the Ace Combat attempt. That's what I'm getting with this thing. Yeah, definitely a Sekai project. Holy crap, that trailer is 5 minutes long. You don't want to make a 5-minute trailer. Just saying. Do they actually have Ace Combat in here? Because I don't know how... Oh, they do have Ace Combat 7. Expensive as heck, though. I'm very hesitant to pay anything like AAA price these days unless I know I like the series in particular. Like, we are... Like, you know, if they ever come up with another Armored Core game, heck yeah, I will buy it. I liked Armored Core 6 and I like mechs. What else do I have to say? I think I would need this at a steep discount before I try it. For sure. Can always emulate them? I could. I try not to though, unless I can't find the game. But you know, as they say, there are some companies where it is morally what do you call us? Morally correct to emulate said games, especially if the port is not very good. You know, because how else are you supposed to get a good port? Sometimes the port's not great. Okay, we'll check out Gravity Circuit just for everyone else who hasn't seen it before. But I do have it on the wish list already. And if it looks like a little bit like Mega Man, because it is very heavily inspired by Mega Man, but I don't know how different this is from Mega Man gameplay wise. At least it doesn't really scream out too different. There is an energy bar down here, which I can only assume is for your certain things. So from what I'm seeing, you basically play as Zero, but punching and kicking, which might be a bass's thing. A bass? Is it bass or bass? I do not know. Okay, we have a little bit of a Hadouken also. So I guess maybe it'd be closer to say Street Fighter slash Mega Man, or maybe even Ninja Gaiden slash Mega Man. Yeah, I do have it on the wish list in case I do feel like playing something like this at some point, but as I said, I have way too much stuff in my queue, and I try not to buy anything these days because I know I have that gigantic list to work through first. But when I do find the opportunity to finally add something to round out my queue, then I will do that. I will do that. Mostly with the British planes licensing. This is the problem when you make real things in a game. Guns, planes that are currently being in use, maybe not even currently being in use, and you use the real names. Would it hurt to not use the real names? I don't know. I mean, the design is still there. Could they get you on the design? I don't know. Also, Fury. Let me see. Okay, this will be the absolute last one that we can do, because I need to end for today. 3D. Bullet Hell. This looks kind of interesting. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, I want to say Nier, because I feel like the original Nier, not Nier Automata, the Nier Automata might also have this. Does have a little bit of bullet hell going on with this kind of setup. Let's take a look a little bit. How many days until the Warhammer leaks? Stop. I don't know.
Go get him, boys. This is not a drill.
Interesting way to do a bullet hell. Definitely on the faster pace than I usually play. Not a bad thing. Okay, so they do give you some tools to escape the seemingly inescapable walls. Watch the first trailer. Yeah, I think this one's gonna... Let's look at the first. Okay, I'm getting the feeling that everyone is some sort of cybernetic ninja or samurai. Definitely has that, what do you call this? Cyberpunk feel to it. Nice showcase of all the bosses, I'll say that much. Oh, is it actually the same designers, Afro Samurai? That explains a lot. It's not very obvious, but it explains a lot. Now I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad now since you mentioned that we don't see any actual Afros in here. I feel like it would be nicer if they actually threw in the token Afro Samurai in this game, maybe as a extra challenge because of Afro Samurai. But anyway, yeah, thanks for those recommendations. I'm not sure if I'll be putting this one particularly on the wish list for now, but definitely interesting. I might think about it in the future. But yeah. Let's see. Speaking of wish list, what's on the wish list right now that's on sale? Panzer Knight's on sale. Hyper Light Drifter's on sale. Eastward's on sale. This was recommended to me recently. Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder. It's basically another Metroidvania, but I think it has like a Wild West theme-ish. Maybe steampunk / Wild West is what I'm getting with this one. If you haven't seen it yet. The movements are definitely very Castlevania though. I think Norco is still in the wish list, yes. I just haven't picked it up yet. Yeah, this feels more Castlevania-ish, but the art style was interesting. So that's why it's in the wish list. I don't think I remember seeing that skill build though. Okay, how often do you see an armored knight in this kind of setting? I don't think you do. Like, it's interesting to see nonetheless. I kind of want to know the story of what's going on here. I think that's also partly why I put this on the list. But it's basically Wild West / steampunk, and I guess there's a little bit of Magitech. Yeah. Cardboard Town, American Arcadia. I think someone recommended that before. It's still in the. It's still in the here. Amnesia the Bunker, Cryptmancer. I've seen some people play Hookah Haze. A friend played Hookah Haze, and they said it was all right. But I'm still putting it in the wish list anyway because I might feel up for that at some point. I am very curious about this Ghostopia thing, but I haven't just had the chance to uh what do you call it? I haven't had the chance to convince myself to put it in my library just yet. Because I was looking because I think it's a very small dev, and from the screenshots there's nothing, it doesn't really indicate much on what it's about, but I do like the art style and it seems like it could be interesting. Anyway, before we go too deep into the rabbit hole, we will end for today. Okay, music back on. We will end for today because I still have work tomorrow. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. And thank you all for the Steam recommendations. I'm glad we were able to check some of them out. Yeah. Here's some, I will say this for the next time we do this sort of Mahjong and chat night. I want to try something different. I think I may have said that before, but I might want to try something different with what we do. It might not be Mahjong, just FYI. I'm not sure what yet, but it could be. It probably might not be Mahjong, but it will be multiplayer, hopefully accessible to other people in chat. I mean, I have seen reviews of that in the Viewfinder reviews, and you know what? It's not just because it's in the wish list doesn't mean I'm gonna pick it up. It's more like I'm thinking about it, and like, do I really want to pick this up? It depends, really. It depends on how I feel. Most of the time, the stuff I put in the wish list is like I'm thinking about it, not necessarily looking for a deal, but it's like I'm interested in it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just put things in a wish list so you can keep an eye on it and see if you feel the same way 6 months later, basically 6 months later or much later. But yeah, again, thank you everyone for dropping by. I will see you all next time. We'll be back here tomorrow with Blue Archive, and I have a lot of stuff I want to discuss. Or maybe not a lot of stuff, but I have something very important I want to discuss. I think everyone is aware of with Blue Archive that we probably should talk about tomorrow. You probably have an idea what it's about. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, and have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye-bye.